All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just to kind of reflect our first segment, we talked about our AEW Dynamite review. And, moving forward, we have our Thursday night wrestling preview. But before we move on any further, I want to remind you guys to use the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Give me your questions, comments, concerns. Tell me you like me. Tell me you don't like me. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, I do want to gravitate around the philosophy of peace, love, and positivity all the way. So, don't be afraid to leave a positive review. Tell me that you hate my shirt and I can take it. I think I can take it. Don't be too harsh. I'm just kidding. No, moving on. This with your questions up on top so I can see it. Once again, it really does help the show. And the link is at the GSMC podcast.net. We have a chat right now. We have Mary Carlos that said, "Go Spurs!" Is definitely, Spurs fan out there. I'm a huge San Antonio Spurs fan, mostly because of my brother. Got into it. Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, the big three. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think anybody can kind of do it better than they can. But you know, it's just that philosophy that their head coach Greg Popovich had of play for the name on the front of your jersey as opposed to the name on your back. With social media being so prominent, especially in the world today, so many NBA players, so many just professional athletes in general, just all they care about really is themselves. And don't want to spark a lot of argument. Obviously, if you have something to chat about, hit it up in the chat, hit up the GSMCpodcast.net, tell me your opinions about it. Or we can talk about some good old fashioned wrestling. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on. So we're going to talk about a Thursday night wrestling preview. We're talking about Impact Wrestling first. We're building up momentum for Against All Odds, which is going to be the next TNA Impact pay-per-view. Tensions with the ABC, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. They will be fighting tonight. Obviously, you saw them dropping their match against Speedball Mountain. Now you had the two competitors last week on Impact fight for a chance at Mustafa Ali's X Division Championship. That division is definitely heating up. One of my most favorite divisions. I was at first kind of mostly a WWE fan, but after doing a little more research, and I'm like, damn, these guys in TNA really bring it. Ring of Honor, AEW, and it's just the world of wrestling. There's none, I kind of hate it how you have this tribalistic kind of view on the whole thing where people are like, oh, you either have to be a WWE fan. No, you have to be an AEW fan. If you're an AEW fan, you have to hate WWF. If you're a WWF, WWE fan, you have to hate WCW and Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo. Like, that's not the case. We're a wrestling fandom. We're a wrestling fan. The more competition, the better. It brings out the best. So you have that kind of building. You have Eddie Edwards with Brian Myers and Alicia Edwards to fight the up-and-coming Joe Hendry. Hendry is trying to silence the system. The system has been absolutely dominant ever since Moose has become the top dog. The TNA Impact World Heavyweight Champion. So that's going to kind of be figured out tonight, heading toward Against All Odds. Although I feel like their momentum is just so strong. The system right now they're the system. You either abide by it or you get punished. So you have Mustafa Ali is he's against Leon Slater. Leon Slater is an electric, promising X Division up and comer competitor. Next we see Sami Callihan against Jonathan Grisham, Stephanie Launder, and Xia Brookside. Xia Brookside is looking to build momentum, hoping to have a potential shot at Jordan Grace's Knockouts Championship. You have Steve Macklin against Mike Santana. Should be a pretty interesting bout. Now we're moving on to Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor Honor Club of episode 66. We have a proving ground match between the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion Athena against Viva Vaughn. Viva Vaughn, the last time they faced on January 9th of 2023, you saw Athena picking up the victory in a match that lasted under 2 minutes, which, it's kind of bad. Kind of bad for, Viva Vaughn there. Athena is one of the longest reigning champions in Ring of Honor. She's at 538 days. If you don't know who Athena is, she's formerly known as Ember Moon of WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown NXT, and kind of surpassing Reigns. You know what I mean? Like, she's right there. The Ring of Honor TV title, the longest reign, is held by Samoa Joe with 574 days. Next is Jay Lethal's Ring of Honor TV title reign at 567, and the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion Samoa Joe also had a pretty good reign at 645 days. And then you had Nigel McGuinness, his reign as well. That was 545. So obviously, Athena, highly impressive, definitely one of the best wrestlers in, women's wrestlers in all of professional wrestling. Athena, I really loved Athena back when she was with WWE. Ember Moon, still to this day, if they ask me, who, name like two top five, WWE women's wrestlers, and I, gotta respect Ember Moon. Ember Moon, she kind of came out with like Asuka. I think she defeated Asuka. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know. It was just really great. It was just really great, her run, and kind of crazy, but at the same time, super happy for her. Absolutely overjoyed that she went to Ring of Honor to kind of live up to her potential. Something that WWE creative that did not really understand under the Vince McMahon era. So you have the Queen Aminata of TNA Impact Wrestling waiting in the wings. Obviously, she's going to be the next competitor. I think she's going to fight Athena heading toward their next super card, which is I think is in a week. I believe it is. Don't quote me on that. Next, we have a proving ground match between the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Undisputed Kingdom, against Matt Taven and Mike Bennett against Jacoby Watt and Nick Comoroto. Ultimately, the Undisputed Kingdom has been absolutely just untouchable. They've been absolutely untouchable. They're one of the greatest tag teams that's definitely, graced God's green earth. You have, they defeated people like the Infantry, the Outrunners, and the Iron Savages. And, it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better. The Workhorsemen will fight Top Flight tonight. The premier athletes in a trios, 6-man match will fight the Bollywood Boys. And yeah, so then we also have a triple threat bout against we have Action Andretti, Lee Johnson, and Aaron Solo fighting in a triple threat match tonight. Zach Knight in action, Red Velvet competes, Serpentico in action, and so much more. Make sure you subscribe to TNA Plus. Of course, if you want to become more of a TNA fan, and obviously I really want to, or they're live on Access TV. You can address it. You can kind of get access to it through YouTube.com. So that's gonna be awesome. And to kind of touch on, before we kind of run out of time here, the National Wrestling Alliance, we have NWA Power presents Back to the Territories happening Saturday, June 1st at Knoxville, Tennessee, Carnes High School. You have all the territories kind of coming together for the NWA. If you have Exodus Pro in Cleveland, Ohio, the NWA Chicago, and the NWA Southeast, it's a Joe Kazana product. And you also have NWA affiliate organizations like Fight the World, Crossfire Wrestling, and World League Wrestling. So we're going to crown a new NWA Mid-America champion, and we're also going to finish the Crocker Cup. Should be pretty interesting. And NWA 76, their anniversary show, spectacular, headed to Philadelphia. NWA's biggest event of the year is going to be NWA 76. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. It's always nice to kind of dab into things bigger than WWE, bigger than the not bigger so to speak, but I don't know why, but I really like the old school aspects of like Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and the NWA. So yeah, so we're gonna move on. We have WWE's stars interested in a TNA appearance. Obviously, you saw Jordan Grace make her appearance on WWE NXT, and we're gonna kind of dive into that. So hey, don't go anywhere.